1. Here we go.
We are live in Newell, West Virginia for IWC Mountain State Madness 2. Joe Dombrowski ringside, along with Justin Plummer up to go to the ring.
Your referee, Mr. Troy Davis. Introducing first, he weighs in at 200 pounds and received formal training in Hayabusa, Japan. Here is Super Hentai.
Wasting no time starting things out with High Prestige, a man that for the last several months has made his reputation known as one of the founding fathers, a group of longtime veterans and mainstays that felt they did not get the proper respect and certainly used political power to cling to the spotlight. Super Hentai, someone in my estimation, has never really needed the political clout to get the job done. He is the super indie innovator, and he's out to reestablish himself as we are on the road to the 11th annual Super Indie Tournament. Coming up, our next DVD release takes place live June 23rd.
And Joe, on a night where we're highlighted by the main event of Jimmy DeMarco and Gory versus Logan, Shulo, and Facade in a West Virginia street fight, we're starting off with a match that could very well be a main event of any one of our events. Super Hentai versus this man.
He is the one-man militia, Matthew Justice.
A former Super Indie champion in his own right, the one-man militia, Matthew Justice is anti-establishment. He's against the grain. He bucks the system. He spits in the face of authority. A man who turned down a life in the corporate side of professional wrestling to be here where his heart lies, the International Wrestling Cartel. And Justice and Hentai also have a rich history in the sense they have exchanged Super Indie championships in the past.
That's right, Joe, and they were actually set to fight for that title one last time in March of 2011, but when Justice signed
Matthew
that...
Justice.
Hold on here.
Tonight, you have a chance of getting into the Super Indie tournament by going through me. Kid, that's one hell of a bottom of the con. But you know what? I wish you all the best in the world. Just remember, that's my tournament. I'm a two-time winner, and there ain't no one better than Super Hentai. Hit the Super Indie game. Now, on to you, Jimmy DeMarco. I didn't forget what you did up in Clearfield. I've been out for a little while here, but you know what? I didn't forget. And when you get to this building tonight, I'm going to kick the hell out of you.
Stern words for Jimmy DeMarco. Bit of a unique situation there with Hentai and DeMarco still with a lot of bad blood stemming back from that rivalry. DeMarco had with the founding fathers, but ironically, DeMarco's recently found himself aligned with arguably the most prolific founding father member in Big League, John McChesney. And it's very interesting to see how the lines have blurred, so to speak, as far as the battle lines in the war here in the International Wrestling Cartel. But certainly back to Hentai looking to get momentum back into the Super Indie front. Justice has qualified for Super Indie 11. He beat Flexor a number of weeks ago, and he will join that field of 10 that Hentai really originated and took to a new level when he won 2 separate Super Indie tournaments in his career. Super Indie 1, of course, and I believe Super Indie 8 as well.
That's right, Joe. Justice has already qualified, but as we've seen in the past, just because you qualify doesn't quite mean you make it. We've seen guys fall due to injury and other reasons. And according to Hentai here, he's a little bit defensive over that tournament. He wants to be a roadblock to letting Matt Justice get there and actually perform and have a chance to take home that Super Indie title.
Yeah, Matt Justice is looking for momentum right here, and there's no better way to get momentum into Super Indie than being the man that put Super Indie on the map, the man that defended the Super Indie championship in Japan, in Hawaii, and throughout the East Coast of the United States. Super Hentai, I think maybe looking to perhaps injure Matthew Justice to open up a potential spot he could fill in the tournament.
And Joe, to finish on the thought that I was bringing up earlier, these two men, as you said, have a storied history, and they were actually set to battle one more time for the Super Indie title last March. Unfortunately, that never happened. Fortunately for Matt Justice, he was signed to a developmental deal with the WWE. We never got to see that match. Well, the title's not on the line tonight. 1 year's worth of anticipation is going to boil to a head, and we're going to see who would have won that match last March. Who's the better man in the Super Indie division?
And Justice actually did qualify for Super Indie last year, but did have to forfeit that opportunity due to the WWE obligations. The last meeting between these two men was in fact won by Super Hentai in Franklin, Pennsylvania, about a year ago. where Hentai recaptured the Super Indy Championship for, I believe, the 4th time. Hentai been on the injured list lately, did not have an opportunity to make it to Super Indy 11. Big, prolific list qualified for that. How about Davey Richards, the recent Ring of Honor World Champion? His top pupil and apprentice, Kyle O'Reilly. We've seen the very conflicted and torn Rickey Shane Page. Of course, Big League John McChesney, the man who, other than Hentai, personifies Super Indy the absolute most. Michael Facade, the current champion, will be defending the crown. Logan Shulo, the first time the reigning IWC champion, is scheduled to compete in the Super Indy tournament. Of course, Gory, who's had a major vendetta and mean streak come over him surrounding that championship. Matthew Justice, Chuck Taylor making his IWC debut, and man I know very, very well, the Callahan Death Machine, Sammy Callahan, makes his return as well. Always dangerous athlete, making big headlines all over the world. Justice looking to make headlines here tonight as he controls Super Hentai in this matchup thus far.
And Joe, Matt Justice looking to take the crown in that tournament. So many big names, the top stars of the IWC, some of the top stars from elsewhere in the business today, all coming together for one night. This could be a huge stepping stone for Matt Justice to get back on track to his way to the top of the industry.
Well, you saw Justice display that power a moment ago with the delayed vertical suplex that will affect Hentai's equilibrium if he's caught in that predicament for any length of time. And Justice not making him feel much better in between the ears of Hentai, who is reeling at this point in time. And again, keep in mind, Hentai, well, he became a little bit dependent on that strength in numbers in recent months, but he's on his own here tonight. Hentai finds an opening.
Joe, the question is, Hentai has been holding on to that alliance with the Founding Fathers, but as you saw and heard earlier in our broadcast, he's definitely after Jimmy DeMarco at this point, who's aligned with the leader of the Founding Fathers.
Well, I'm not really sure there even is a Founding Fathers to lead anymore.
That was my question. I mean, is it once and for all? I know we've asked this question for months, but is it finally once and for all dead?
Well, we saw a number of Founding Fathers leave the organization, either on their own volition or finally being fired from their contracts. And it seems that the unity has been gone ever since that point. John McChesney's had his own plans, and I don't think Super Hentai really sees eye to eye with anybody anymore. I think Super Hentai is just out on his own accord, which is really not a bad strategy.
Well, Joe, and from what I've seen since my time in the company here, Super Hentai is a better athlete, individual, and performer on his own. Although he did have strength in numbers for quite some time, it really got his head out of the game. It got him off of his typical game, and he wasn't himself. Maybe we'll see him get back on track here, starting in West Virginia.
Yeah, Hentai is quick to use that illegal advantage, but didn't necessarily need it. Hentai lateral press for 2. Justice able to get the shoulders up. Hentai really didn't need that help. He's proven himself time and time again. Not just a former multiple-time Super Indy champion, but also former tag team champion as well. Hentai has one of the most storied histories of anybody in the entire history of IWC. He's been a part of this organization really since day one, and has not lost a step since. Only gotten better, if anything. Put on more power, more muscle mass, and certainly more intensity.
Listen to him in there, Joe. He is just consumed with his hatred for DeMarco right now, not letting it get out of his mind. Hopefully it's not affecting his focus on the one-man militia, Matthew Justice.
Well, Justice able to catch Hentai with the roll-up could be all no. Hentai quick to his feet, but caught into the sunset flip. Justice using that agility, but got caught. Hentai waiting for Justice. Pop right back up and into that clothesline.
And as many times as we've seen Matthew Justice wrestle, it never ceases to amaze me. A man of that size and the agility that he can show in that ring. Now, it didn't quite work out for him in that instance. But man, oh man, is Matt Justice quick.
Justice, a man that's probably about 30 to 50 pounds of solid muscle throughout his career, and has not lost any of that quickness that I've seen in him since day one, when he was more around a $160, $170. Hentai hovering around that 200-pound mark as well. He certainly has a lot of power on his frame. Hardest right hand out of anybody in the cruiserweight weight class.
He might be one of the biggest men in the cruiserweight weight class. Not as tall as he is solid. Super Hentai is just one thick mass of muscle at this point.
And the matchup, more of a slugfest. Justice even open things up with a snap power slam. Beautiful rotation as he takes Hentai over. Matt Justice has the moment he needs to hopefully get himself back into the game.
Now, Joe, one of these men's going to have to get to their feet, or we're not going to have a winner here. Troy Davis already halfway there.
And that's not what either of these men are looking for in this matchup. Matthew Justice definitely good enough to become a two-time Super Indy champion, but if you can't get through Hentai tonight, how will that affect Justice's frame of mind leading into Super Indy 11? Justice attempting to mount the offense. He's a step ahead Hentai right now. Justice can feel it. That rocker dropper face plant. Hentai is dazed.
Could be it.
Can Justice put him away? Near fall.
He thought he had him, Joe. Matt Justice thought he had the victory. Not quite. What do we got? A 2.9 there at the very least.
Matt Justice less than half a count away from seeing clear skies on his road to Super Indy 11 as it passes through the Mountain State. Hentai connects with Chuck Lees in the corner.
What a physical matchup to start things off here.
That double palm strike to follow through. It's a Hentai staple. It could put Justice away, but not quite. And this is the competition that really represents Super Indy in a nutshell.
I think that's what sets apart the Super Indy division from your typical cruiserweight division, Joe, is that it's not all high flying, it's not all show. I mean, there's a lot of power, a lot of muscle, and a lot of strategy involved in the division as well.
It's really a hybrid of different styles. And as long as you have that heart, that desire, as long as you can pretty much encapsulate all aspects of professional wrestling, you can qualify for the Super Indy division. Now, we've seen many great men try and fail. And Justice got caught, went to spring off the turnbuckle, but Hentai went Northern Lights. And Hentai usually likes to hang on with the Northern Lights into the full moon plex. If he could have done it here, that could have spelled the end, but Hentai trying to send a message, but
he's still caught up with DeMarco, Joe. He's got his eye off the ball.
And Justice capitalizes, roll up, and that gets it.
Here's your winner, the Wonder Matthew Justice.
Well, Super Hentai took his eye off the ball. Not the same frame of mind that led Hentai to 2 Super Indy tournament wins. That's for sure. Hentai lost his focus and became more focused with issuing a statement to somebody not even in the match, whether it be DeMarco, Chuck Roberts here ringside, or anybody else. And as a result, taking his eye off the ball, Matthew Justice was where he needed to be. And Matt Justice has that momentum, has that win streak heading in to next month for Super Indy 11. Justin, what are Justice's chances, to escape with that championship once again that he held proudly a year ago?
Right now, Joey's at the top of his game, as you can see here, getting the victory, the much-needed momentum on his final stop before Super Indy 11. You got to look out. This guy's got the combination of speed and power that it might take to win the title.
Justice moves on to Super Indy, but what's next for the Super Indy innovator? Where does Super Hentai go from here? Oh, wait, Chuck Roberts is...
He's down to pack his bags?
I believe he's ejecting Super Hentai. I've seen Hentai kick that bottom rope a time or two. I know he's in a surly mood. I would not want to be Chuck Roberts now. Chuck's brought some local Newell security.
He's not playing around tonight, Joe. He really wants Hentai out of the building.
Well, Chuck, as any good businessman would, protecting his main event here tonight, knows Hentai wants a piece of Jimmy DeMarco, knows there's terribly bad blood dating back really a couple of years, which has only been intensified in recent months with that whole masked man charade Hentai was a victim of as well. but I guess this is the last time we've seen Hentai here tonight in Newell.
No, Hentai being sent home, and this is just going to brew in his mind. He's going to sit there and stir, not being able to work out this frustration here in the arena.
And his bag has already been delivered out here to the front of the building. Hentai is literally out the front door. Question is, will he stay gone?
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is my esteemed honor to introduce to you a man at this time who has been in the business for over 17 years, and from 2001 to 2009, he was the promoter of the IWC. So please get on your feet and put your hands together for Mr. Norm Connors!
Notorious Norm back on the scene based on some very disrespectful comments made toward him by Jimmy DeMarco. Brought him out of retirement, not to promote.
What's up, everybody? Everybody having a good time so far? We've had a great first match for one.
But to get retribution. The floor now belongs to Norm Connors.
I'll tell you what, over the course of 17 years, I started in wrestling when I was 20 years old. I opened up a very own wrestling promotion, some of you may know, called Steel City Wrestling out of Pittsburgh, and had that for many years before I worked and started the IWC with Bubba the Bulldog. And I have to say, I've traveled all over the world, and there are no better wrestling fans than Pittsburgh and right here in West Virginia.
We know that music.
Norm Connors did not get very far in his diatribe. And I don't think this is somebody that Norm is necessarily going to be happy to see. John McChesney, the current running buddy of Jimmy DeMarco, who has threatened to sue Norm Connors, Chuck Roberts, and the IWC based on what DeMarco claims was unfair treatment regarding DeMarco losing that IWC championship a couple of months ago. DeMarco, from what we understand, not in the building yet, preparing for a street fight later tonight in the main event. But why is McChesney out here now?
You're just the man I want to see. And guys, isn't it telling that his only fan is this man right here?
That tuxedo guy.
All right, Beavis and Butthead, sit down. John, if I may indulge you for just a moment, everybody here, and John, I want to give everybody just a very quick history lesson. Because the reason why John McChesney is a worldwide professional wrestling star was because in March of 2005, I gave a young whippersnapper a hell of an opportunity. And on April 29, 2005, and you can look it up, this man pinned CM Punk, he pinned Glenn Spector, and he pinned Logan to become the IWC Super Indie Champion. So congratulations for that. So tonight your opponent is Aiden, Belle. And I won't say whippersnapper again, I recognize it dates me, but I'm only 37. But he's a young kid who's an up-and-comer here in IWC. Pedro, come here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay this out to you, and I just got approval from the owner, Chuck Roberts. This match right now, you're in Super Indie, which is coming up on June 23rd. Why don't you give a young kid an opportunity? If he wins, if he pins you, he gets your spot in Super Indie. What do you guys think?
Whoa! That's big.
Talk about an opportunity, Joe.
Big League, I'm begging you to give an answer.
Yeah, I'll put it on the line.
All right, ladies ladies and gentlemen, Pedro, get rocking and rolling because your opponent is Aiden Bale.
Well, this is very, very interesting here. Norm Connor's going to...
One more thing.
What?
I think I'm going to stick around outside here and watch.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Already in the ring, weighing in at 195 pounds, wrestling out of Erie, Pennsylvania, Big League John McChesney. And his opponent, he weighs in at 175 pounds, coming to you straight from the stage, Aiden Bale.
Well, Norm Connors has always been big on giving young, upcoming athletes an opportunity to shine. John McChesney was a great example in his series with Chris Sabin a number of years ago. We can look at Zima Ion, Jason Gory, a number of others who benefited from that line of thinking. Add Aiden Bale to the list, a young kid in his very early 20s, and he could make history and qualify for Super Indy over a former 4 or 5 time Super Indy champion, John McChesney.
So this is legit, Joe. We're saying we have a Super Indy 11 qualifier here at Mountain State Madness 2, even though all the spots are already full.
Aiden Bale was previously defeated by Gory to knock him out, but as you said, Justin, anything can happen on the way there. Just because you qualify doesn't mean you make it.
I don't agree with Big League's choice here. I mean, I know he's got the upper hand in experience, but why risk it? Why risk it at this point? So close. 1 month away from the big tournament.
Well, I think Norm certainly played into Big League's ego and pulled his punk card and basically called him out and called him on the carpet in front of all these people in West Virginia.
It's the businessman in him.
That's that. Norm can be very manipulative. That's for sure.
Now, Joe, we're talking Aiden Bale here, a man who just a few months ago at the road to Super Indy 11 got his first singles victory. And I remember saying at that point that may be the first of many, and maybe that's what we're seeing here, because that one victory has gotten him an unbelievable opportunity. So many young guys getting into the business today have to work years to get a chance to fight for the Super Indy title in the Super Indy tournament. Aiden Bale's got that opportunity right here, right now.
And keep in mind Norm's motivations here. John McChesney and especially Chess Flexor and, of course, Jimmy DeMarco, the former IWC champion, have done everything in their power to demean and defame the name of Norm Connors by flat out claiming that Norm Connors left the wrestling business because he hated the fans, and certainly I know firsthand that nothing could be further from the truth.
We know also, Joe, that Norm Connors and Chuck Roberts are the victims, are the target of a lawsuit from Jimmy DeMarco, Big League John McChesney and company over these past few months. Fans that have been checking out IWCWrestling.com or visiting IWC Wrestling's Facebook page have seen the back and forth communications going on. So I don't think it's any surprise that Norm's being a little bit biased towards Aiden Bale right now.
And we've seen Norm state on the record, on Facebook and a couple other places, that he's gotten a number of phone calls from past friends and acquaintances who would love to help him out with Jimmy DeMarco and friends. And if one thing I've learned in my time here, no one has a bigger contacts list than Norm Connors. And Aiden Bale, check out the hip toss. This young kid.
Let's talk about this kid, Joe. Aiden Bale, although he just got his first singles victory at our last event, he's been impressing us for months.
I would say Aiden Bale, for his age, the best young athlete I've seen. Oh, God! Wow. To the outside. The best young athlete I have seen of his age since Zima Ion and Gory. And that's big company. I'll tell you what, Aiden Bale has an extra advantage as well because he's got 17 years of notorious Norm on the outside, acting as almost a makeshift manager.
And Joe, you think Aiden Bale doesn't realize how big this opportunity is? You don't think he realizes what he has a chance to do tonight? Putting his body on the line like that. Ouch! But luckily, paying off.
Infamous for his knife edge chops, he learned that firsthand going toe-to-toe with Loki, better known in some circles as Cabal.
Now, Joe, Big League John McChesney qualified for the Super Indy 11 tournament by beating Dalton Castle, but as we all saw, not without help from the, well, masked man at the time.
That's right, which we found out was a diversion coerced and calculated by McChesney, DeMarco, and Flexor. And Aiden Vale, so much heart, always in a great mood, great to be here, just full of passion and fire and a lot of heart towards this business.
And you can say what you want about Big League John McChesney and Jimmy DeMarco and their unholy alliance, but the fact of the matter is these two men were the top two superstars of the past year here in the IWC.
Year plus.
Putting them together, why not? I don't see why they wouldn't put their differences aside. If they're the top two, they could run the show here. The only problem is, Joe, that I can see is they're making a lot of people very unhappy in a very short amount of time.
Well, they started as good friends once upon a time behind the scenes until Bubba the Bulldog pulled some strings and tore that relationship apart. With him out of the equation, it seems McChesney and DeMarco have kind of rediscovered themselves and their friendship and the fact that they have a lot in common as far as how they feel about others.
Look at this, Joe. Big League picking up Aiden Vale's shoulders.
Jeez.
And the 2 count so that he can inflict more punishment. What a classless act. They did it again.
And looking straight at Norm Connors as he does it.
Come on, enough's enough. This guy's got a bright future. We don't need this. This is ridiculous. We don't need to see this.
Another message being sent. Norm trying to stick it to McChesney. McChesney showing that he will not be deterred in his quest to capture the Super Indy Championship for a record amount of times. Bale gets a quick near fall situation. Bale is so quick, but got his head nearly taken off. You can't overestimate or underestimate the craftiness and resourcefulness of the veteran McChesney. But again, not ready to finish things off.
That mini comeback by Aiden Vale wasn't enough. Wasn't enough to deter Big League from still trying to make a statement.
And you got to give credit to the guts and the fire of this young kid and McChesney with a TKO. Aiden Vale is out.
Come on, John, just pin him already.
It's a formality from here. Have some mercy. Still not done.
I mean, at what point is the referee just going to call the match to save a guy's young career? This is ridiculous. And this is what stops Big League from really truly being the best. It's this type of behavior that we see event in and event out.
Cross body, what? Aiden Vale rolls through. Why are you lying this one? You gotta be kidding me. Aiden Vale won it. Aiden Vale won it. Aiden Vale is a Super Indy superstar.
Are you kidding me, Joe? Big League's arrogance finally caught up to him. And now the youngster, Aiden Vale, he's come straight off the stage. He's going straight into the Super Indy 11 tournament.
What a coming-of-age moment for this young kid. It's all about seizing the opportunity.
Cut that a little bit. I'm putting you on notice, and I'm putting IWC on notice. The YTI, the Young Talent Initiative, starting today.
Norm Connors turning things upside down. John McChesney loses his Super Indy spot. And I can only imagine how Jimmy DeMarco is going to react when he finds out what's happening here. The Young Talent Initiative is in full swing. Aiden Vale is in Super Indy 11, and John McChesney just saw his Super Indy dreams shattered.
He's scheduled for one fall. Tuesday first, he weighs in at 280 pounds, wrestling out of Sandusky, Ohio, Rickey Shane Page.
Rickey Shane Page is one of the lucky field of 10 that is, as of this minute at least, still in the Super Indy 11 tournament. He defeated Omega Aaron Draven, a very capable young high flyer, to get that honor. But even after a number of months in IWC, I'm still not sure how to read Rickey Shane Page, and I'm not really sure Rickey Shane Page really knows how to read himself.
And here we go.
Well, a man whose infectious, if not obnoxious, personality has sort of started to win him over a little bit with the IWC fans. The Party Peacock, the charismatic milkshake, and someone you have a storied history with, Dalton Castle.
Yeah, Joe, I mean, if the fans are going to start to adopt this man and give him a chance, I don't see why I can't either. Let's see what he has to do here tonight with Rickey St. Page.
A lot of that, apparently, whatever that was.
He's going to wear himself out.
Dalton Castle.
What, you got beef with Rickey St. Page now?
I don't think I do, not anymore at least, but that's another story.
Talk about a whack job. Rickey St. Page has got a few screws loose, so to speak.
Absolutely. Well, I don't think anybody in this matchup is of very sound mind, and you might as well throw the referee into that equation as well, but he's an Iron Man here tonight. He'll certainly be the worse for wear by the end of the evening. Afternoon, I guess I should say. Dalton Castle did not qualify for Super Indy 11. I believe he was bested by Big League John McChesney.
Yep, again, we just spoke about that, the masked man getting involved, so Dalton Castle still having some beef, but able to move on and put that behind him, at least for the time being, and focus on the task here at hand.
Much like we saw with Matthew Justice earlier, it's about momentum for Rickey St. Page, who is a very adept striker, and certainly he can compete in all different styles. He really truly is that hybrid type wrestler we spoke of earlier, but I think the biggest threat Rickey St. Page does possess, those forearm strikes, those sharp, wild kicks. And I don't think Rickey Shane is very impressed by the flapping of Dalton Castle.
And there you see it, Joe. As you mentioned, a man that actually made his IWC debut 1 year ago at Mountain State Madness 1 right here in this very building.
That's right.
Being selfish from the get-go, self-centered, only looking out for his own interests. Coming out here being obnoxious month in and month out. The fans are actually starting to back them. He's starting to grow on them, and I guess I can kind of see why.
The man who feels he's the most dangerous in his field because the peacock is the most dangerous animal. In his words, a direct descendant of the velociraptor. Still not sure about the validity of that story.
We'll have to Wikipedia it.
Yeah, that always works out well.
And Dalton Castle, always up to his shenanigans, and people may be distracted by that, but we're talking about a guy that just here in the IWC started out undefeated. Also beat guys like Colt Cabana, beat guys like Sami Callihan, who was in the Super Indy tournament this year. So while he has some strange tactics inside and outside of the ring, he's also got the talent to take down top stars, essentially becoming a top star himself.
And he has a natural athletic background. Competed at the NCAA level before going pro. A man that has the size, has the confidence, certainly no shortage of that, has all the tools to go very, very far. And thought we were going to see a clean break, but nothing doing from Rickey St. Page, who, again, I don't believe Rickey St. Page knows what he's going to do one moment to the next. And Dalton Castle with an insult to injury as he gets inside the head of RSP.
And the signature arm drag that has become commonplace for Dalton Castle now has the submission maneuver cinched in. And Joe, Rickey St. Page yelled over here early on in the match to you, wanting to know, I believe he said something to the effect of where's Shima, because he has some sort of sick obsession with Shima Zion actually making his debut by jumping Shima from behind.
That's right. That's the man now known as Zima Ion, of course, all over the world in Impact Wrestling. And again, it goes back to that conflicted personality. When Rickey first came into the IWC, he was acting like he had all the respect in the world for Zima and was just a close friend of his. But by the end of the night, he was beating the hell out of him. I'm still not sure what motivated that situation. Zima and his dream partner, Matt Cross, got the upper hand of Rickey and dream partner Josh Prohibition. In fact, last time we were at court time for Road to Super Indy 11.
I think the Peacock's about to fly. Double axe handle to the outside.
Dalton takes to the air to take down Rickey St. Page, but to finish the point with Zima Ion, I'm not sure exactly what it's going to take for this Rickey Zima war to end, because I'm still not sure how it started. This guy's just not all there. I don't know if it's jealousy. I'm not sure if it's a calculated opportunity as Dalton gets a near fall to attempt to take Zima's spot. I don't know, but I know that Zima obviously is Filipino, but he grew up here in the state of West Virginia, in nearby Chester, West Virginia. So for Rickey to call out Zima here on Zima's own home turf, when Zima unfortunately can't be here due to obligations with TNA Impact, that's another slap in the face of Zima. And Rickey uses that weight to bury the elbow, could put him away.
Nice combo, almost got him the victory there, but
5 minutes going by this contest, 5 minutes.
Dalton Castle not quite finished off just yet.
I'd love to see how Rickey Shane Page would fare in Super Indy against some of the other athletes who are certainly very reputable as hard strikers. Sami Callihan, Kyle O'Reilly, and especially the former Ring of Honor World Champion Davey Richards, notwithstanding current reigning champion Michael Facade.
Now, Joe, I got to sneak this in here. For the fans watching this DVD at home that are fans of Dalton Castle and want to see more of him, they should check out the show that I host online, IWC Aftershock. Dalton Castle is a part of that show each and every month.
Whether you want him to be or not.
Well, he earned his right last week defeating me in a pillow fight, but you'll have to go online and check that out.
I'd recommend maybe skipping that one, but be that as it may.
You can do that by going to IWCWrestling.com and checking out the homepage, checking us out on Facebook, or going to YouTube and searching IWC Aftershock. Go ahead.
Mention that I prefer the episodes where you're wearing trousers, but be that as it may, Rickey Shane Page almost was able to submit Castle a moment ago with a Texas Clover lead to check out the bridging suplex. Rickey Shane Page is showing great technique, but you can see his facial expression, his body language sort of shifting to the dark side as time goes on, with Rickey not being able to put away the party peacock.
And we've been seeing this in Rickey Shane Page's last few matches, where his whole personality just shifts as the match goes on, and in the brief 10 or 15 minutes that he's out here.
He came out kind of happy to be here, kind of not in jovial mood, certainly focused on competing, but certainly not in a bad mood, but now he's yelling at people to shut up. And he's arguing with the official over whether or not the count was 1. Are you kidding me? This guy's not. Would you really take the time during a match to argue about a 1 count being the end of the match?
Well, one of the voices in his head certainly thinks so.
Huge collision, gonna follow through with a knee. All Impact.
And Joe, Rickey Shane Page is deceptively big, and I don't know if it really comes across on the camera. When you stand next to this guy, he's got girth, he's got height, he's a big man, so when he's running full speed into you like that, and I think that's what happened, is he can knock you completely unconscious.
We have a cover here. Lax cover. But again, notice the facial expressions change. It's time about wanting to go back to Ohio now. Rickey Shane, he's about 6'4", he's at least 260. He's a very big guy. He may not look it because Dalton Castle, let's face it, in magnificent shape in his own right, but Rickey, he doesn't have the traditional bodybuilder physique, but he has a lot of mass and a lot of build. Cover 2 and no. He got hands on the hips. Frustration and impatience setting in here in RSP.
Now, Rickey Shane Page, similar to Matthew Justice, went and get that momentum headed into the Super Indy tournament. This is his last opportunity to do so, and he's got one of the top stars and best athletes in IWC to do it against.
But Castle, again, much like a hentai, looking to prove himself that he belongs in that field of 10 he didn't quite make it to.
The plan's still uncertain for Dalton Castle.
Rickey Shane Page was about a half a second away from being disqualified. Almost didn't break by 5 in that corner. And Troy Davis very assertive here, as I think Rickey Shane is again just losing his control of his faculties here.
His faculties have been lost.
And now taking umbrage with these fans as well, but Castle, season opening.
Oh, man, a stiff shot.
And Dalton getting something going here. Great drop kick.
Beautiful drop kick. And listen to this crowd, Joe, solemnly behind the Party Peacock.
To Dalton Castle. Wait. Oh, I know it with the cutter. And that spinning, that heel kick right to the back of the head almost had it. All right, we're locked and loaded, whether I like it or not.
I mean, what is it with you and this guy?
I don't know. Go that roaring elbow. Castle counters. And Rickey Shane Page gets the advantage. Castle sent to the outside. RSP gonna take a chance here. Castle a step ahead. Beautiful agility up into the Hurricane Rana.
Rickey Shane Page trying to make a getaway.
Just baits Castle in. Rickey went high risk, got caught. Dalton has Shane set up, twisting into a face buster. I don't believe
there's no way he's going to be able to pull this.
I've never seen that before. He's 260 and Dalton Castle with a deadlift German.
That's got to be one of the most impressive moves I've seen in the IWC to date. Lifting the big man from the ground over his head and holding it for the pin, Joe. Dalton Castle deceptively powerful.
Rickey about 260 and Dalton Castle a major explosion of raw power and brute strength to first be able to control and manipulate Rickey Shane Page in midair like that. Took him from that Alabama slam right down into the face buster. Then before Rickey knew where he was, that deadlift German takes him right down to the back of his head. Your winner, Party Peacock Dalton Castle. Keep him in mind. He could be first in line or right up there for a Super Indy title shot once we get past Super Indy 11. Our lone championship of the evening in the tag team division. A team that actually debuted in this building with a victory over the team that is now reigning as tag team champions, Sagaris and Bronco McBride. They say tonight is their night, seeing us there in front of their type of people and their kind of town. These good old boys could be tag champions before the night is done.
And their opponents, they weigh in at a total combined weight of 365 pounds, wrestling out of your mama's bedroom. They are your reigning and defending IWC Tag Team Champions, the Booty Call Bandit, Nickie Valentino, and Beverly, the One-Nighters.
Where'd he say they're from?
I'd rather not repeat that. Two individuals who it's no secret I'm not particularly fond of. The attitudes, the egos, the cockiness, the superficiality. They think they look better. They think they wrestle better. They think they can have any woman they want, which is highly in debate. The One-Nighters. Not debating though, they are, without question, the best team in IWC. They have the gold championship belts to prove it.
And Joe, it's that attitude and that confidence that has risen them to the level that they are, the level of tag team champions. Joe, the One-Nighters with a little extra swagger coming out here tonight, a little bit more confidence and swag in their walk than we typically see on a regular night.
And I wonder if that's wishful thinking on their part, that they're trying to convince themselves that they got this matchup in the bag, because as we mentioned, Blue Collar Slaughterhouse, their first ever matchup as a team. They beat Beverly and Valentino. Well, Valentino what is he, oiling himself up now?
That's right. Joe, we know that the Blue Collar Slaughterhouse can do it, and with more on the line tonight, if they keep their nerves intact, they may walk out of here with those titles. And they are on a roll, because if you remember back to the road to Super Indy 11, they beat the team of the Cornerstones, I believe it was, to earn this title shot here tonight. And effectively, that defeat by the Cornerstones broke up the tag team. They're no longer a tag team here in IWC.
Blue Collar has said that the one-nighter name may be apropos because they may only have one night remaining as tag team champions. And Bronco, we talked about with Rickey Shane Page a moment ago, not the bodybuilder physique. You can tell Beverly and Valentino are a little bit over-obsessed with their looks and cosmetics. And Bronco and Sagaris are just a couple of rough-and-tumble good old boys from out in the country. They don't care about muscles, but they have that power. Whether it's from throwing around bales of hay or the other kind of work they do, clearing brush. I mean, these guys are very tough, very
tipping cows, perhaps. I've seen it done. That's why you won't see these guys, Sagaris and McBride, in a gym. You'll see them out getting their training, just doing hard work.
Yeah, the old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way.
Valentino thinks it's about a pose down. I'll give Valentino credit. He's probably in the best shape I've ever seen him in, and that's testament to the pressure and prestige that goes with being a tag champion. Bronco maybe a little simple sometimes. Got baited into that one. And it's Valentino now, with his expert technique in control of Bronco McBride.
And that's what the one-nighters are going to have to do to retain the titles here. They're going to have to use their intelligence and outsmart these two good old boys, so to speak. Because they're giving up size and power in that regard.
Tagging to Bobby Beverly, the southpaw, the bigger of the two one-nighters. Arguably the more focused and serious. It's a 2 count right off the bat on Bronco, but Beverly and Valentino know firsthand how hard it's going to be to defeat the Slaughterhouse, and that's a big if they can defeat them. One-nighters making a better use of frequent tags thus far, but Sagaris able to sneak in, catch a blind tag unbeknownst to pretty much anybody except for the referee. Sagaris has an opening. Seizing the opportunity, 2 for the price of 1. This West Virginia crowd firmly behind the Slaughterhouse. They can identify with these guys. Again, they're kind of people, and they're kind of town.
And Joe, I know it's very early on, but this might be the best match I've seen the Slaughterhouse wrestle so far here in IWC.
Well, they were able to adjust very well from a slow start. This is unique.
Nicely done. I don't think I've seen that before from these gentlemen.
Could be enough here. No. Sagaris actually sent partner and opponent into the ropes at the same time for momentum. Valentino knew he needed to get out of there quick. Beverly not faring much better. Bronco back on top and again finds 2.
And the Slaughterhouse showing off some of that teamwork, some of that they've developed over a year of teaming together here in the IWC, looking very good here early on, at least for the time being.
Beverly able to pick his opening, come back. Beverly and Valentino have more experience as a team.
I think Nickie Valentino is drinking water and chewing gum at the same time.
Not something I'd recommend.
Wait a minute. See? That's why I was keeping my eye on them. You got to watch these guys.
Beverly causing the distraction. And Beverly, what a moron he is. He baited in Sagaris to distract the referee and then tried to pin his opponent. What a maroon. How much logic and sense did that make? About as much as his ridiculous tattoos on his body.
You don't like those tattoos?
He's got teeth on his chest.
It's better than having chest on his teeth.
He may have that too. I haven't inspected that closely. Now a cover. Beverly figured out the formula now. As simple as I said blue collar might have been a few moments ago, I think Beverly just proved me wrong. But he does pack a lot of power, and he is very, very skilled. Even though he's got that sleeve thing on, I don't really get either. That's another story.
And Bronco's being worn down. He's got to make a tag if they want to keep this match going. I don't know how much gas he's got left in the tank, but it's not looking good.
It's rapid fire, elbows and stomps right to the chest cavity.
And look at the legs on these guys, Joe. I mean, those stomps, they're just not any ordinary stomps. They're like tree trunks on Nickie Valentino there.
Extensive time spent in the gym. Working on their sex appeal, if you will.
Little slip up there. It's all that body oil, but they recover nicely. Sometimes the disadvantage to looking good and oiling up.
Well, oil ain't going to win a match, that's for damn sure. Might get you a date some Saturday night, but right now it's all about competition.
Valentino's got to be careful. Doesn't want to let Bronco get too close to make the tag.
Certainly not looking to cut the ring off at its hypotenuse. And frequent tags once again. Champions showing why they are where they are. They defeated Marshall Gambino and Jimmy Vegas in a title defense a couple of months ago, and that's two former tag team champions, just of course not with each other.
And here we go again, Joe. Sagaris being baited into the ring to the advantage of the one-nighters. Now, I've been in touch with the Blue Collar Slaughterhouse over this past month, and words can't express how excited they were for this opportunity. Certainly the biggest match in their careers. But if they don't get things together here, they're slowly watching their opportunity, the title slip away. We got to see a tag.
Beverly gets ahead of steam, but Bronco able to get the foot up. Momentary as it was, Beverly comes back. Right around the chest cavity again, gets a near fall. Beverly just so much quicker than Blue Collar, and it's been a one-nighter type of match. One-nighters, or rather Blue Collar, not all about finesse and speed. They're just raw bone, in-your-face power. And that's what this matchup needs to be, for them to have the advantage back in their favor. But Beverly and Valentino have done an excellent job of dictating the tempo.
No, they've been dominating the match for just about the entire second half of this thing so far.
Mid-ring collision.
This might be what Bronco needs. He's just got to roll over once, maybe twice, and get his hand up.
Nobody wound up on the better end of that equation, but Bronco gets that breather. Can he find his corner? He's right there.
This is it. This is what they need if they want to keep this thing going, Joe. Does he have it in him? Yes, Sagaris is in. Valentino is in.
And Sagaris unloading on everybody.
He's a house of fire right now, taking out both tag team champions.
The hard spine buster, near fall.
What a save. What a heads-up play.
Beverly, thankfully for him, was already right in the ring.
Now why is he tagging McBride back in?
That's
I think they made a mistake there.
That could be a rookie mistake. That could be just over-eagerness. The official, I believe, got a stray hand in the eye when contact was made with McBride. And Valentino,
chain?
I believe he pulled out the old Tennessee chain from his knee pad. And no near fall.
I told you, Joe, these guys are up for this match. It's their biggest opportunity, and they know it, and that might have been what Bronco just reached down and pulled out to kick out of that.
And it looks like the one-nighters are getting desperate. Beverly with a chair. And Bronco's he's got Valentino's chain. Valentino doesn't see it coming. Valentino got the chain. And Sagaris plants Valentino.
He's got the cover, but we don't have a ref.
Neutralize Beverly. The official sees. We got their champions.
Here are your winners, and new IWC
IWC Tag Team Champions.
What a moment, what a night this has turned into. Whoa, 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 whoa. The official just discovered that steel chain. And oh no. Wait a
Troy Davis, the official.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have just been informed by referee Troy Davis that he is reversing his decision. Here are your winners as a result of a disqualification and still IWC Tag Team Champion, Logan.
Sagaris and McBride have to be sick.
What a rip-off! Valentino brought the chain in. Valentino used the chain first. It was comeuppance. It was karma that did the one-nighters in, but they found a loophole and retained the title still.
And Joe, you see in any sport, it's not who cheats, it's who gets caught cheating, and that's usually the man who does it last.
The one-nighters get robbed in front of their people here in West Virginia. Beverly and Valentino, somehow, I'm not sure they're even sure how, they sneak their way by and they keep the tag team championship. By my faithful sidekick, Mr. Justin Plummer, as Will Calrissian makes his way to the ring to make his IWC debut, an import from New York, a man who calls himself the cock of the walk. And
can you say that?
You can say walk.
All right.
Someone who certainly has no shortage of confidence and apparently no shortage of fanny packs.
It doesn't look like the crowd knows exactly what to think. What's with these debuts every time we come to West Virginia?
Well, maybe Mr. Calrissian can shed some light. He's got the microphone.
Ladies and gentlemen, slack-jawed mountain yokels. Allow me to introduce myself. I am sweet, I am suave, and I have sweet savoir-faire. I am so debonair. I'm the reigning fanny pack champion of the world. Don't applaud me. But most importantly, I am the cock of the walk, Will Calrissian.
A lot of R's.
You better start pronouncing his name right, Joe.
We'll be writing that one for 15 minutes.
And his opponent, he weighs in at 180 pounds, wrestling out of Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, Tyler Stone!
Well, Tyler Stone, a young man who's sort of pushed the reset button on his career over the past couple of months, had a partnership with David DeMara that fizzled out. Tyler blamed DeMara on that. Tyler got a new partner, VIP Joe Rosa, who ended up not turning out much better. After one loss, Tyler kicked Rosa to the curb. It seems that no one has met Tyler Stone's high standards that he's setting for a tag team partner yet.
And that's probably why Tyler Stone is coming back to singles competition. And remember from Super Indy 10 last year, he was the Aiden Vale, so to speak, of the tournament, where he was the youngster getting his first chance. Since then, he's kind of fallen slightly off the path, but tonight he's looking to get back on track by getting a victory over Will Calrissian. How'd you like that?
Something like that.
I'm good at this.
Half the things he said in his interview I can't even pronounce or spell. But it is Will Calrissian. Sans Trill, my apologies. One-on-one with Tyler Stone. Center of the ring. As our second half kicks off. And man, do we have a unique second half coming your way.
You're telling me, Joe, and as we've already talked for fans of IWC Aftershock, the cameras were rolling earlier tonight. I caught up with a few of the ladies that we're going to see out here. Including, I guess you could say, Super Oprah. We'll see her a little bit later on.
We'll will see.
Whatever.
We will see that later tonight, and probably more of it than we needed to. Calrissian trying to be a little fancy here against the quicker Tyler Stone, not turning out too well.
And you know, IWC management is going to have their eyes focused closely on this match as the cock of the walk's making his debut. And depending on how he performs here tonight, we may or may not be seeing more of him in the future.
Absolutely. And Tyler Stone, like we mentioned, looking to get his career back on track as IWC will be positioning the top contenders for the Super Indy Championship post Super Indy 11. A lot of guys looking to get on that list that we've already seen tonight. Super Hentai, certainly one of them. Dalton Castle, and of course everybody that's already in the tournament. That field of 10. I'll put you on the spot, Plumber. Pick me a winner for Super Indy 11.
Right now, if I had to pick a winner, you're going to put me on the spot. I got to go with Logan Shulo. He's on fire right now. He's got the fans behind him. He's in the best shape of his life. And I think he's going to unify, so to speak, the Super Indy Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship.
And man, that would be historic. No one has ever been able to accomplish that feat. To me, I can't help but look at a man like Gory, who is so sinister, sadistic, animalistic, a man who all he cares about is causing pain and torment and agony, not just towards Michael Facade, especially towards Facade, but really towards anybody. I look at him as a definitive favorite based on the frame of mind he's been able to put himself in, the way he's channeled the hate to help him in the ring. I just don't know how you can stop him.
Well, Joe, I can make one more prediction. I can tell you who it's not going to be.
I think I know where you're going.
Big League John McChesney.
There you go. Could be Aiden Bale, though. What an altercation that would be. You got to wonder who these men are going to draw as their first round opponents. How's the seeding going to be? We could see Aiden Bale in the first round against a former world champion and Davey Richards.
How about a Logan Shulo Michael Facade rematch? We've seen those guys go 20 minutes and longer. We can see it again.
Facade, of course, the defending Super Indy champion. Sammy Callahan, Chuck Taylor making his debut, a man who's got a reputation far and wide in the independent scene. Matthew Justice, Rickey Shane Page, Kyle O'Reilly. Field of 10 in all. Elimination tournament ending in a 3-way elimination matchup. Meanwhile, in the ring, Mr. Calrissian continues to control Tyler Stone. Got a chancery on Tyler now. Great flexibility to elevate those knees right around the temple. And Calrissian done a great job of just shutting Tyler Stone down in every conceivable way. And now the abdominal stretch placed on to further neutralize Tyler Stone. This puts intense pressure on that intercostal cartilage.
I hate when that happens. Now, Joe, I wasn't sure what to expect when Calrissian walked out here wearing, well, whatever it was that he was wearing.
His cock of the walk shirt.
I guess so, and some mirrors, I think. I mean, I could see myself in my beautiful coonskin cap in that mirrored outfit he
Fanny
has.
pack. Between you and Beverly and this guy and Dalton Castle, I don't think West Virginia's ever seen anything like this before, and they may not be inclined to again.
And Chest Flexor hasn't even been out here yet.
Oh dear, and we got Super Oprah still to come.
My God, what are we doing to ourselves?
And I understand Jimmy DeMarco's arrived. Northern Lights for 2.
Anyways, Joe, the way
5 minutes gone by in this contest. 5 minutes.
5 minutes left. The way Calrissian came out here, you weren't sure what to expect, but although he's a little bit behind in the match now, he certainly knows what he's doing. I mean, this may be his first match in the IWC, but it's not his first match in his career. This man's well established in New York.
Absolutely. Another individual who really has that hybrid style of a wrestler. He can do just about anything. Can this Hoboken, New Jersey resident. That looked like a guy you'd see in Hoboken.
Well, I'm not sure what you've seen in Hoboken, but here's the cover.
Not sure what I see here anymore. Near fall.
Joe, does it scare you that this is the most normal the night's going to be from here on out?
Yes, it does. It frightens me to the very core of my existence. Tyler Stone up and over. follow-through.
Tyler Stone, the former bare-knuckle fighter, now certified trainer in CrossFit.
Is he now?
This guy's got a lot of talent that he can put to use in the ring.
Well, we know he's not really good at team sports. Oh, look out! That's called the jitterbug. See ya.
He's going to have broken ribs.
Calrissian, the worse for wear, but the victor. Tyler Stone doubled over and paying the maneuver that Will calls the jitterbug was nothing but Tyler Stone away. How do you assess Will Calrissian's IWC debut?
It's been an excellent debut, and most importantly, he walked out here with a convincing victory. I don't think this is the last that we're going to see of the cock of the walk.
And Tyler Stone back to square one again. But successful in his debut is Will Calrissian here in the International Wrestling Cartel. Former broadcast partner of yours, Justin Palmer, Sassy Steph, making a way to look for special women's attraction here in the IWC. It's not just about looks, it's about athleticism as well.
And these ladies, as you're about to see, have it both. But yeah, thanks to you, Joe, wherever you were during Combat in Clearfield 2, which everybody should check out at IWCWrestling.com. Get yourself a copy. It was a great night. Your replacement was this lady right here, and, well, let's just say the rest was history.
Can't blame you. She has certain qualities that I don't.
I mean, that's basically what I dealt with the entire night.
Her screaming in your ears?
Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. It is so big. She looks like one of those rap guys' girlfriends.
And for a moment, wrestling out of New York City, here is marvelous Marti Belle.
Now, Joe's able to catch up with Marti Belle before the show here tonight. And again, you're going to want to check out IWC Aftershock on IWCWrestling.com or by going to YouTube and searching for IWC Aftershock. Marti Belle is very confident that she is going to get the victory here. But she was also very classy about it. That was until Sassy Steffi interrupted our interview. Kind of took things to a new level. Things got a little out of hand. You're going to have to check out IWC Aftershock online to see how that went down. But we're about to see how this is going to go down because these two ladies are going toe-to-toe.
Marti Belle has very strong fundamentals. And we're not going to have a chance to talk about them right now because Sassy Steph from the blind side starts this matchup out. Steph certainly showing where she gets the sass of her name, and she is always quick to claim that her opponent and all the fans are going to have to kiss her sass, by the end of the night.
I'm not sure I want to know where that exactly is, but then again, maybe I do.
Well, maybe you and your coonskin cap can figure it out, pal. Marti Belle turned the tides around here. She's actually had training with WWE Hall of Famer Johnny Rodz, a man who's trained some of the toughest athletes in the history of the game. Tommy Dreamer, Bill DeMott, Bully Ray, and a young man named Taz.
And you can see the skills that she's picked up from those gentlemen as they're on display here against Sassy.
Well, from Johnny Rodz, they all weren't there at the same class as her. What are you going to say about her?
How do you know?
Well,
you don't know.
She's
they may
a tad
have been
younger than. Never mind.
God, Joe.
What the hell are you saying?
Anyways, did I tell you I'm wearing a coonskin cap?
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm sick of looking at your coonskin all night.
Nonetheless, we're looking at another superstar making their IWC debut here tonight, Marti Belle. You know Chuck Roberts has got his eyes on her. You know management's back there looking.
I'm trying to say about Chuck Roberts now. Wait a second. Chuck Roberts is a happily married guy, and you come out here and make all these insinuations.
He's assessing the talent he has in the ring.
There's a lot to assess.
Just like Will Calrissian.
How many
Maybe
hours?
we're going to see like 6 or 7.
Okay.
Maybe we're going to see more of Marti Belle if she can pull out the victory here over Sassy Steph.
I'd rather see more Marti Belle than Will Calrissian.
Speak for yourself.
I tried to, it didn't work. Marti Belle on the worst for wear now, thanks to Sassy Steph. We've seen her a couple of times before in IWC. Has an impressive win-loss record.
What attitude, man. Sassy Steph. It just never ends.
If I'm the official, I'm getting in close to check if there's a choke there because Marti Belle seems to be desperately looking for oxygen, not finding it anywhere. Sassy Steph also an avid ghost hunter. You know that?
Yeah, actually I do. We talked about that quite a bit over in Clearfield. She's never actually found one, though.
Keep looking. She could find the ghost of your career somewhere.
She's got to have some highly specialized equipment for that, but here again we see Sassy Steph pulling out all the stops to get the leg up. This is typical for what we've grown accustomed to seeing from her.
Marti Belle traveled all over this country. I believe she was down, don't quote me on this, but one of the tropical islands a number of months ago, recently in a matchup that almost incited a riot. I read about it in Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine. So certainly she's traveled well. She's faced different styles, different types of opponents, different regions, and that's something that a lot of female athletes don't do, that Marti Belle has really done very expertly, and certainly adding to that resume, here's her debut in the International Wrestling Cartel, where we've seen some great female athletes over the years. And certainly,
oh, man.
Want to call that one?
No.
You haven't blinked for a while. You okay?
Something's in my eye and it hurts to blink.
Well,
there's something about that attitude. I don't know.
That'll take you back to reality.
And Joe, you were listening to the accomplishments of Marti Belle. I'm not sure if you hit on the fact that she is a former WSU Tag Team Champion as well. You could add that to her list of accolades.
We'll mention that is one of the most high-profile, strictly women's organizations, one of the most high-profile on the eastern coast of the country. Meanwhile, Sassy Steph has been competing for my good pal Dave Prazak at Shimmer Wrestling.
And you want to talk about how difficult it is to be successful in this industry as a lady, because you have to maintain that athletic ability and the ability to fight and win matches, but still maintain that physical appearance to be attractive. Joe, not everyone's like us. They're pure wrestling enthusiasts that can see through the outer shell and into the pure technician tree that's going on in the ring.
You're looking through the outer shell, sure. I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you, Sassy Steph and Marti Belle, like we mentioned, they're not just looks. And certainly, Sassy Steph, disposition leaves a lot to be desired. Wouldn't want to wake up to that every morning, not sure about you.
Well, did I tell you I was in the women's locker room earlier tonight for IWC Aftershock with these two?
I did know how you got that assignment. Maybe it's because you go to all those Clearfield shows I miss. I don't know.
We have to get some afterthoughts on this one, too. Sassy's had the upper hand for a while now, Joe. At this rate, this one's not going to go on much longer.
Marti Belle's got a faraway, glazed-over look in her eyes. And that kick to the temple ain't going to help matters. Steph, I've never seen Steph as aggressive as she's been tonight. Cover, 2 count.
Seems like every time we see her, Joe, she's getting more angry, more aggressive.
More sassy, if you will.
More sassy. I guess that's where she gets the name.
Marti Belle trying to fight up from underneath. All right. Marti Belle trying to put a couple things together here.
Nicely done, and this is what she needs to get back into this thing.
Variation of a roaring elbow. Could do it here. 2-0. Marti Belle, great resilience and perseverance to make it to this point and able to come back. Sassy Steph put a lot of opponents away in about half the time. Went for a double underhook counter.
And that could have been it, but Steffi's not going to let it happen.
Steph. Oh, over top. Definitely did not get all of that.
And that might have been the only thing that's keeping this match going right now.
Went for maybe a fisherman suplex, a muscle bust, or something like that. Steph landed before Marti Belle did. That cushioned Marti Belle's fall, enabled her to kick out, but the damage has been done. What? Kiss my sass coming up. Kiss it. No, counter. Double underhook. Face first. Marti Belle on top. Got the victory.
Here is your winner, Marvelous Marti Belle.
And Joe, another IWC debuter coming out victorious. Marti Belle getting the win over Sassy Steffi in impressive fashion.
Marti Belle showing the future of women athletes here in IWC Pro Wrestling. Very bright. I'm not sure if what we saw were two ladies, but they certainly were very tough women. Got the job done here. Tremendous athletic contest, but Marti Belle a little bit more resilient and a little bit better on this night at least. And get ready, folks, because this ride about to get a lot wilder from here on out.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome to the ring the former IWC World Champion, Delicious Jimmy DeMarco, and Chess Flexor.
And all bets are off here. The two men that say they're suing this company because of unfairly taking the IWC Championship away from DeMarco and giving it to Logan Shulo because an unofficial referee in Norm Connors made the count. Now, normally they'd have a gripe, but since the owner, Chuck Roberts, authorized it, they don't have a leg to stand on. Logan Shulo's the champion, no matter what kind of litigious actions they try to take. At least that's my estimation.
Well, Joe, and I agree with you, and I'm as big of a fan as Logan Shulo as anybody, but you got to understand why Jimmy DeMarco might be just a little bit sour.
Oh, I understand.
Norm wasn't the ref.
That's the only thing I understand about him. He cherished that championship. He thinks he got a raw deal, but really, the referee was out. Somebody had to make the count. Logan Shulo happened to be there, happened to be on top. It's not like it was a conspiracy. I mean, it's DeMarco's fault for baiting Norm Connors out of retirement from wrestling. Norm wouldn't have been in the building if it wasn't for Jimmy DeMarco running his mouth.
You did say Jimmy was here, right?
I thought he was here. I was told at intermission he was en route. Well,
oh no.
We recognize this woman, and we recognize this beast. Which is which, you can decipher.
And here we go again, Joe. I thought they put this thing to sleep.
And Chest Flexor and Jimmy DeMarco dressed like a homeless 70s game show host.
Again, you think we'd be used to this by now. But I never know what to say when these guys come out.
I didn't even mention the Chinese dragon that's pacing around ringside because it has become a staple of these broadcasts.
I think the Chinese dragon has its own spot on the IWC.com roster page.
Yo, rednecks! Talking to you. How many of you own guns? Well, me and my friend Barack Obama are going to make sure they're all gone. I can't believe on a beautiful Sunday I gotta come to welfare state warfare. Chuck Roberts gave me the most cruelest punishment I could ever imagine. Having to come here in front of all you white trash. If you don't stop booing, I'm leaving.
You'll have legal problems of your own if you leave.
The Newell Bridge has a 10-ton weight limit. So it must mean Billy Johnson and every woman in this place has to swim across the river. 200 people, 2014. Now, Chuck Roberts, we want you to get your skinny, no ass out here. Right now. But first, I got a bodyguard because Norm Connors and Chuck Roberts are going to suck muscles in this ring in front of all you white trash. My bodyguard's coming out here now.
Flexor's way too excited about that.
Bring him out.
A bodyguard?
Iron muscle.
Who is this?
Yeah. Marshall
Oh
Gambino.
no. Jimmy DeMarco's cousin. Jimmy DeMarco's cousin. Part of the
Give me a
family.
bunch of- We need to carve up so our muscles are succulent. for Norm and Chuck to suck on.
All three of these men were part of that Gambino family. They did more damage than anybody in history.
You can start with a bicep and finish up with a trapezius, move down to the pecs and the abs, and get crazy. Yeah, look at that. The glutes, glutes.
Can somebody cut his mic?
Somebody get the hook.
Chuck, get out here. I'm tired of waiting. Hey, this music, what is it, Evanescence or something? Look at this sissy. Look at this sissy.
Owner Chuck Roberts.
Christian rock music.
Here is the owner of the IWC, Joe, finally coming face to face with Jimmy DeMarco for the first time after all the legal allegations have been made.
Local promoter Billy Johnson around ringside as well.
Oh, well, how lovely this is. Well, hello, West Virginia. How's Newell, West Virginia doing? You know, get out of here, Marshall. Jimmy DeMarco, here's the thing. You know, a couple months ago, you told every fan in IWC, basically you screwed every single fan in IWC. In fact, the last time that you were here in West Virginia, I tell you what, you are an adolescent. Look at you. You're embarrassing. And I'm glad you don't have the IWC heavyweight title anymore. But here's the thing. I got a phone call from this man in the ring shortly after the road to Super Indy. And this man called me and he said, you know what, Chuck, I've been supporting IWC for a long time. He's been coming, he was hooked in a match you had with your boyfriend or one of them, McChesney, at Winner Takes All, am I right? First show. So guess what? Every show he buys at least 6 tickets. He called me and said, how can I get my favorite product out of West Virginia? Because you know why, Jimmy? Because this is the type of fan right here, this is the type of guys right here that supported you, and this is the type of guy that you and your boyfriend McChesney screwed. He buys 6 tickets because his ass is so big. Look, hey, so be it. Here's the thing, Jimmy DeMarco. You want to sue me, IWC, you want to personally sue Norm Connors? Keep in mind, Norm has no vested interest in this company anymore. I just allow him to come in here and shake things up a little bit, especially when you call him to the plate. Now that said, Jimmy, since you sued me in IWC, you know your return clause that's automatic that you lost against Logan Shulo? Well, guess what? That's held up and out the door. And I realize
no rematch.
My back is against the wall in this lawsuit. I realize that Norm Connors isn't a licensed promoter anymore either. But here's the thing, Jimmy DeMarco. If you think you're going to get away with what you did, you think you're just going to skip. Would you hold him, man? Look at you. I guess you've been getting lessons from Gory. That's nice, huh? Just prowling around. Here's the thing, DeMarco. At Super Indy, you're not in the tournament, but here's the thing. You've got Super Hentai. You've got Dalton Castle, Founding Fathers. You've got a ton of people in this company that hate you. They may not like me, but they hate you a hell of a lot more. So that said, if you want a shot at the IWC heavyweight title on Saturday night, June the 23rd, not only do you have to wrestle one guy, not only do you have to wrestle 2 guys, not only do you have to wrestle 3 guys, but you're going to be in a 5-way match. And if you win that match, or if anyone, whoever wins it, will receive a title shot at Super Indy. And that's about the only way you're going to get yourself a title shot.
Whoa.
Now, with that said, you guys want a muscle-sucking ceremony? Is that what you guys want? Do you want to see Chest Flexor's muscles sucked here today? Billy, do you want to see Chest Flexor's muscles sucked here today?
I don't even want to see him, let alone them sucked.
Here's the thing. Hey, you can tell your lawyers that I held to my end of this contract. Because Chest Flexor, guess what? You're getting your muscles sucked. How about it, right? Yeah, how about it? Oh, no, trust me. No, listen. Please, if nothing else, you guys got to trust me because I'm on your side. You got me, right? You know it, thank you. So chest flexor, I would love to suck your muscles.
Very boy.
Did you hear that? You ready? Alright, but guess what? I'm not gonna. Because I put you in a match against someone that would love to not just suck your muscles, but might like to do a whole lot more. So let's introduce your opponent here tonight, West Virginia. I don't know if you've ever seen Shim before. Please welcome Super Oprah.
This is not going according to plan for Flexor and DeMarco, that's for sure. It's on its way to the ring, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's Super Oprah!
In the flesh.
Oh, my. Chuck just got a big wet one on the cheek.
What is she wearing? A school girl outfit? Schoolboy outfit?
Okay, maybe like kind of like a cheerleader deal going on. Oh my God, she is woman hero roar. At least I'm pretty sure she is.
I just want to know if we get a soundbite of Chuck Roberts saying he wants to suck chest flexor's muscle.
Oh my God. Well, we got a Chinese dragon at ringside. We got DeMarco in the back dressed like an out-of-work game show host. We got Super Oprah in a cheerleader outfit. Chest Flexor in all his colorful splendor. Marshall the Bull outside as a bodyguard. You and your coonskin cap up here for no reason.
Or West Virginia.
I'm just happy I'm not seeing Super Oprah's bloomers for once.
I'm just happy we have a couple rows of fans between us and that ring.
Super Oprah made her IWC debut about a year ago in Franklin, and the damnedest 8-man tag I've ever called in my life.
Which involved chest flexor.
And like a lumberjack, and like a guy from the future, and Super Oprah, and Kato, and it was like a principal, like spanking people. I don't remember, it was like a big weird deal. Much, of course, contrast to this.
But if you remember how that one turned out, Super Oprah's team ended up what in the world?
It's time to show! Face full of stuff!
As you remember, Super Oprah's team ended up on top. Well,
I think
victorious over chest flexor's
I think
team.
Troy Davis has found out the answer to all our questions.
We'll have to ask him later.
I think he'll suppressed the memory already. And now another women's match, I think.
Cat fight!
It's Super Oprah versus Flexor's Floozy. I'm not sure her name is. I apologize. And Flexor's Floozy with her go-go heels or whatever the hell that is she's got on. Tagging in Flexor even though it's not a tag match. I give up. I'm going home. Kind of night you feel like calling America's Most Wanted or Unsolved Mysteries and telling them you found everybody.
And Super Oprah whipping Flexor around like a rag doll.
She's well versed at the go behind. She's trained for years.
Whoa!
And the gluteal grind, I don't know.
They better be careful. I'd hate to see what child would be birthed between Flexor and Super Oprah.
Well, hopefully we don't see them attempt at this matchup.
And who am I kidding? I'd love to see that.
We're all just lucky Jay Worthington Farnsworth's not here. Maybe he's lucky he's not here. He'd be very uncomfortable right now. Well, Oprah has more mass with an M.
And Oprah's a large character. Oprah's actually...
Look up! Oh, no, the Trevor Lowe Nerfo!
He's gonna tap! Uh-oh.
Well, what's that in the ring?
I think it's a breast.
Oprah's come out of her garb. She's dropped her cleavage and it just got thrown.
Wardrobe malfunction.
It just got thrown into the second row in front of two elderly women.
Oh my God.
Oprah's cleavage is laying in the second row somewhere as this match continues. What happened to my life? I used to go to Europe. Side suplex by Oprah.
As I was saying, Joe, Oprah is 6'3", and
She is.
pretty dang big. That is a large Oprah.
No wonder you don't hear from Stedman anymore.
Uh-oh.
Well, Flexor's...
She's hiking up the,
They're her bloomers.
The bloomers?
Not the bloomers. Oh, no! And what happened to the dragon? I'm not sure if it was the ass end of the dragon, but it might as well be now. And Flexor from behind.
I do know that when I was in the ladies' locker room earlier tonight, they were out of toilet paper.
Flexor said, Oprah, move the ring. Oh, what a spear. Wonder if this will make it on her network. Oh, no, one of these faceless dragon guys is seducing Oprah, I think. Oh, my God. Oh, a chop right to the throat. Good grief.
I would say it went for a kiss, but it doesn't have a mouth.
And Flexor back in control on the one-breasted Oprah. Oh no, Goozle! Flexor battling free. Oh, these poor children in attendance.
What a boot to the face! Super Oprah!
I've heard of, blurring the lines between gender roles, but this is ridiculous.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oprah up top!
We're going to see Oprah fly!
The most powerful woman in the world! Look out!
Oh!
Oh no!
Right in the vajayjay.
Flexor just hit her right in the testicles. And a neck breaker. Cover. Is this it? Oh, it's it. It's over. Stop the pain.
Here is your winner, Flexor.
I never thought I'd be glad to see Chest Flexor win, but thank God this thing's over.
I need some Pepto-Bismol. I think Plumber needs a cigarette. Chest Flexor just beat Super Oprah in this kind of sort of intergender match. Oprah upset on her way to the back. Flexor, not sure if he's satisfactory with the amount of muscles that were sucked in this segment, but let's hope so. Flexor redeeming himself for some past bad luck here in this building. He got thrown out of this building a year ago for smoking. And it's not getting any better because here comes Jimmy DeMarco back out here.
Oh, wait a minute.
Along with the sinister, sadistic, demonic Gory. And we have a West Virginia street fight coming up. I don't think DeMarco and Gory have much in common, except for their mutual hatred for their opponents. And I'll be very intrigued to see how they get along. Look at Gory's right hand. I know it's hard to look past this nonsense in front of us, but
What is that, a hook of some kind?
it looks like a long metal hook.
For your main event of the evening.
And it's legal.
It is a West Virginia street fight. Already in the ring, the team of delicious Jimmy DeMarco and Gory.
one look at Gory just unsettles and unnerves me so much. This looks like the kind of man that could just snap on you at any given second without any good reason and have no remorse.
Covered in blood, doesn't look like he's showered in weeks.
I'm not sure what that is, but yeah, it's a street fight. Come as you are, wear what you want. I think it's how Gory dresses outside the ring.
And are they going to let that dragon stay out here for the main event? Because it's kind of in my way.
I don't know. Well, yeah, it makes a better door than a window, that's for sure.
Uh-oh. Looks like we have a malfunction with the music. See, this is my subtle way. This used to be my old music when I was a good guy. And Chuck Albertson is so obsessed with me that he's continuing to play my music. Oh, it's over now. All right. You guys all suck.
Well,
glad we got that point out. All right.
And their opponents. First team weighs at 185 pounds. Getting in the room in the streets at night, frequent while you're slipping. He is the IWC Super Heavyweight Champion, Michael the Former Facade, and his tag team partner. Weighing at 220 pounds from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he is the IWC World Heavyweight Champion, the Heavyweight Jesus, Logan, Shulo, and they are escorted to ringside by Norm Connors.
Can you get some words from Norm before the street fight begins?
Come on, boys. You know, Jimmy,
they're coming this way.
you said tonight I was going to suck your muscles for this afternoon. And I heard before that what you said about the people of West Virginia. You know what? I may wear a suit here, but when I'm at home, I'm in jeans, and I'm salt of the earth, just like every one of these people, and just like these two guys behind me. So here's the way I look at it, and I think everybody's going to agree. You want to fight us, you come out to the people right now.
Should we get out of here? Pack your bags.
It is a street fight. It's completely legal. See ya.
All right, Joe. Things are underway. I think we're safe. All right, Joe, you're protected.
This street fight is certainly underway.
Why is it every time we come to West Virginia we're hiding behind the darn table?
It's Gory and DeMarco, obviously, against Shulo and Facade, battling throughout the merchandising area. Norm Connors said, let's take the battle out to the people, and these people are too intimidated to get near the battle, and I don't blame them. Facade hitting Gory with one of his numerous regional championships he holds in addition to the Super Indy title, which is over here at the commentary area. Facade's got that kendo stick that Norm Connors brought out.
And Facade knows how to use it.
Well, martial arts training, that's for sure. Facade and Gory met a couple of months ago, ended in a disqualification when Gory misted Facade straight into the eyes. That was only the first of what you got to believe is many.
Now, wait a minute, Joe. We got Logan Shulo.
He's hitting DeMarco with DVDs.
There's DVDs everywhere.
You can probably own one of those on IndyWrestling.us right now.
Check it out. Sorgatron Media in the house.
Sorgatron Media is scrambling for their lives right now. And DeMarco's coming out of his clothes.
That jacket had to be at least $200.
At some point.
In 1982, nonetheless. It's now being used as a weapon.
Oh, speaking of weapons, watch Gory from behind. DeMarco hits the chairs hard. And Gory with a chair to the back of Facade.
We've lost all control. Heads up.
Well, we didn't expect to have it.
Just stay in front of me, Joe. Stay right there. You're good.
Gory's standing on the hair of Facade. While Shulo and DeMarco brawl through the crowd. This is a volatile situation here created by Jimmy DeMarco and his betrayal of so many that have supported him. Not to mention the selfish nature of Jason Gory. DeMarco's got Shulo with a testicular claw. Gory and Facade still brawling out.
I don't know if our cameras are even able to catch all this.
Oh, jawbreaker by Gory. Back near the merchandise. And Gory is just measuring the bomber. The man who feels stole his spotlight. Gory was sick of watching tag partners gain success after him, gain success beyond him. And Gory has been incensed, and he's turned into almost a subhuman creature.
Do we have a shot of what's going on with DeMarco over there? We have a shot, DeMarco flexing his muscles.
And Gory is choking the life out of Facade. All Gory wants is to spread pain and agony. He doesn't care about technique. He doesn't care about success anymore. All he wants to do is end the careers of those who feel he used to call friends before they exceeded his success.
Oh wait, Joe, Shulo's got a chair. Gory's got a chair. You
Look out!
Facade. I want Shulo and DeMarco. One of us will catch something here. And Shulo with a chair right across DeMarco's back.
This action is beyond personal. And Facade counters and connects with a spin kick. Facade, I believe, just leapt off one of these tables. DeMarco making his way back toward ringside. But that doesn't bode well for Gory.
No, he left Gory by himself back here.
Well, again, DeMarco and Gory have nothing in common except a mutual disdain for their opponents. Look out! Oh, Gory picked that chair up. Facade hit foot and ankle first. He could have broken his foot. And Gory right across the back of Shulo. And Gory is such a madman, he's taking care of both men by himself.
Gory with the upper hand over your IWC World Heavyweight Champion.
Look who's coming.
Of course.
Marshall the Bull, chest flexor, directed traffic.
Wow, they're coming back. Taking him back to the ring, I think.
Back near ringside. Look out, this war is absolutely out of hand. There's bodies everywhere, there's people running for their safety. Flexor's out here, Marshall the Bull.
I think I just peed a little.
And Gory's got that hook! Gory's driving the hook into Facade's forehead! That's vile! That hook, that's gotta be dirty and rusty and just who knows where the hell Gory found it. And just driven into Facade's forehead. And that's his former tag partner, his former friend. What a disgusting human being. And Facade sends Gory in. Shulo and DeMarco on the outside. And man, the maliciousness, the pure hatred existing between all of these athletes. Absolutely off the page. Gory hits the guardrail.
Uh-oh, Joe. We've seen Facade fly before.
Well, and a Pescado to the outside. Thankfully, Facade's not lacerated. I have no idea how. Gory did not get that hook deep enough, quite obviously. And what? Norm's got that Singapore cane on the outside. Facade and Gory still battling. Norm guarding himself. Marshall the Bull getting involved. Flexor trying to keep Norm at bay on the outside.
Well, we essentially have a handicap match here as things stand.
Well, yeah, it's 4-on-2. 2.5 if you count Norm. Norm's not a wrestler. He can only do so much.
At least they got the dragon out of here.
That's the least of our worries now. health and safety of these four athletes. As Gory just on the outside, I'm not sure if we caught it or not, but Gory was driving that hook into the groin of Michael Facade. And continuing to use that disgusting implement as an offensive weapon.
We have the champion being beaten down with the steel chair. We have the Super Indy champion being cut up with that rusted hook.
And keep in mind the stakes. DeMarco wants his championship back. He feels he was wronged out of it.
And Shulo trying to make a comeback here. The chair is still set up and Jimmy escapes. Joe, this isn't a street fight. This is just pure chaos.
Absolutely insane. Oh! And Gory hits hard.
I think Gory had to have broken a rib on that one. It came down right across the back of that chair. No protection, no way to brace himself.
And I'm not sure if Gory cares. Gory, almost it's as if he thrives on pain. He channels it. It makes him stronger. Those negative emotions almost help feed him, help empower him. DeMarco and Facade now are into the crowd. They've had their share of violent wars in their careers. Shulo and Gory don't have much history, but man, they're creating it right now.
And three of these men, Joe, well, they've got a tournament to fight in just a month. But what toll is this match going to take on their ability to win and advance at Super Indy 11?
And Jimmy DeMarco's got to be in a match with four other guys if he hopes to qualify to get a championship match at the title he still feels should be his.
And here they come again.
And now Gory and Shulo into the crowd. This is too much for anybody to contain. Any ring, any building. Back by the...
Looks like the concession area.
Yeah. They're on the complete opposite side of the building from us.
It's a little late for lunch, early for dinner. They have no business being over there.
Well, great time for a butt whooping, though. Somebody's upside down. I believe that's DeMarco. Not sure where he is.
Oh, and Gory face first. Into something.
What toll is being taken out of these men with this?
10 minutes go by this contest, 10 minutes.
As if anybody gives a damn about the time limit. This is personal item. Look out! Gory elevated.
Gory's being decimated over there by
under that
Logan, Shulo, Michael Facade.
That solid counter. There's no give in it. I can't remember the last time I've seen him. Oh, look out. At ringside, Norm Connors and Marshall Gambino. Norm is trapped between Marshall and Flexor, and now Norm's in the ring. And Norm having to fend for himself here as these four athletes brawl around the back of the building. That was a close call for the former owner.
Joe, I don't think they're going to leave any chair unturned before the end of this thing. These guys are making their rounds. And Facade has Gory up. Oh!
What in the world is this?
This a little bit of teamwork.
Oh, Shulo just used Facade's body as an offensive weapon. And Facade tearing Marshall the Bull, daring chest flex. That's not a wise maneuver, in my estimation.
And Joe, the champions with the upper hand right now. Logan Shulo, your heavyweight champion. Michael Facade, your Super Indy champion. Together looking good. I think that was Gory with a Mountain Dew bottle. Uh-oh.
These ravaged bodies making their way around this entire building. Nobody can really walk all that well. When IWC advertises a street fight, they damn sure deliver. DeMarco biting the head of Logan Shulo. Facade and Gory once again renewing their rivalry. The former flippin' ain't easy. Just degraded into utter hatred and jealousy over Facade's Super Indy title win that Gory felt should have rightfully been his.
And it looks like DeMarco, at least temporarily, has removed Logan
All about Shulo!
Shulo's been removed from the equation for the time being. Leaving a 2-on-1 wherever they are.
Well, Shulo got removed from this earth. Marshall and Flexor helping out.
Wait a minute.
Creating that diversion.
Facade's going up top!
What the hell are you doing, Michael?
You gotta be kidding me! Oh!
Facade missed everything! And collides on his foes below! Facade always wanted to throw caution to the wind and risk it all. And certainly no better cause than tonight, than the here and the now.
And Facade showing no remorse, not holding back at all, Joe. He's got such a big tournament to defend his title in just a month, and still he's pulling out all the stops to get the advantage here in this street fight. Mountain State Madness 2.
And Facade, oddly enough, the only man left now in the ring. The high risk was high reward tonight. Watch Flexor. Flexor gets a neck breaker. And that will win this match. Oh, look out!
Wait a minute, she's back!
It's Oprah! It's Oprah! Goes all! Choke breaker! Oh no. Time to take care of some family business. Time to put a hit out. Watch Norm! Norm hits Marshall low! Ow! Oprah swings a mean stick! And it's Oprah and Marshall battling to the back. And this matchup is still in progress. Norm Connors still at ringside, willing Facade and Shulo on against the man that defamed him, Jimmy DeMarco, and partner Gory.
15 minutes gone by this time, 15 minutes.
Super Oprah evening out the odds. Now we are finally getting what we expected. A 2-on-2 matchup, a 2-on-2 street fight.
DeMarco hurt on the outside. Shulo with a spear. Champion covers, no. DeMarco, C4. That's C4. He's going to pin the champion. No, Facade with the save. And that would have been a major statement in DeMarco's defense. If he could pin the champion, but not to be yet. And DeMarco wants no piece of Facade. DeMarco coming out of his clothes here. This match has been so wild and absolutely out of hand. And Gory and Facade back center of the ring. DeMarco and Gory taking turns just unloading on Facade.
Facade's not having it. Using his adrenaline to stay on his feet. But it's not enough, Joe.
Facade springboard. Moonsault connects. Facade goes high risk and takes two out once again. Shulo needs to recover. Facade needs to recover.
Shulo's got to get back in this thing. Facade can only hold off Gory and DeMarco for so long.
All four men are stirring.
Wait a minute.
Notorious Norris channeling Tarantula here. This is not your ordinary wrestling move. Arashikage driver on Gory. Shulo, sit out powerbomb. Double pin. Got it.
Here are your winners, the team of Facade and Logan Shulo.
What a wild street fight. What an absolutely chaotic war we have seen, but the alliance built on mutual respect. Super Indy champion Facade, IWC champion Shulo. Man, they pick up major victory and a major momentum boost with Super Indy just weeks away.
Joe, this is our last stop. We know the card's set now. Everyone's going to want to check out IWCWrestling.com for this next month. See updates for Super Indy 11. It's going to be big. You may be looking at one of the next tournament winners right here in this ring.
Can Shulo unify the championships? Can Facade be the first man to successfully defend a championship in a Super Indy? What about Gory, who's got more motivation and more evil looming inside him than anyone else in the field of 10? And Jimmy DeMarco with his chance to qualify for a future heavyweight title shot in a 5-way matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Destiny of Dreams. It's the biggest event on the calendar year, the 11th annual Super Indy. It's coming at you.